Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
I promise you, this is not a political podcast.
Jump from the deep end of the pool, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. 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 Set up the mood.
What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get serious.
You ain't lying.
Testicles, 1, 2. Testicles. Welcome back to Paranoid Radio Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Trebles Garcia, the humble host of this adventure. I want to thank the Lord for allowing us to be here today, and I want to thank every single one of you for allowing me to enter your space. Guys, it's a very important time to be a podcaster, to be part of the information war, to be a digital soldier. Before anything, I want to let you know that the most important thing that you could do for the show right now is word of mouth. Please tell the world about us. Drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. It allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Check us out at paranoidradio.com. Guys, allow me to jump in from the deep end of the pool and set the fucking mood. Striking with iron is hot. Please allow me to introduce my deep state correspondent, business owner, father, patriot, Flash_News1. What's up, bro?
What's up, brother? Reporting for duty. Red October. It's here, guys. It's here.
It's here. And you're opening up the first week of October with bombs. All right, big dog. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, man. Over on Instagram, Flashy_News1. And over on Truth Social, Flashy_Truth. As a backup. Chunk check me out.
Hey guys, it's about that time to either go to the search bar, spend 5 more seconds of your time to search something, or go to Instagram and share his file. Comment, engage, like it, subscribe, follow. Do it. Do it right now, because this is where you make a difference. Don't sit idle by. Now, Flash, we have some topics that we're gonna have to burn through in the next 25 minutes, and this is serious. World War III, bro. Let's go.
Man, here we are. Right? We've all warned about this. This was always a plan of the deep state and always a contingency plan, a plan B, just in case the polls weren't looking good, just in case Trump survived his assassination attempts, just in case Trump didn't get thrown in jail like everyone said he would. They always got World War III in their back pocket. Right now we see Ukraine and Russia. That war is festering into something that really nobody thought possible. Now we see Ukraine actually going into Russian territory and trying to take Russian territory. Bold move. If you're a fan of Ukraine, then yeah, I mean, that's awesome. But if you're a fan of humanity and the world at large, that's a really bad move by Ukraine, because now they are provoking Putin. Putin has the most nuclear weapons in the world. That's what Putin has. Right? He has unlimited amount of natural gas. He has unlimited amount of weapons. They make everything there. Russia is a very sovereign country. They don't rely on anybody for anything. That's advantages of being a sovereign country. And so he's in it for the long haul. Putin's not playing, man. He already gave many warnings that if the United States okayed long range missiles into Russia, that there was going to be a proper response. And now, actually, I think Putin has been actually very tempered and controlled this whole time. Actually, I really truly believe that, because of all of the things we've done to provoke Putin, his reaction has actually been very, very low key, in my opinion. And especially if we discuss about, what everyone says about Putin and all the things that he's capable of. I'm actually very surprised he hasn't wiped Ukraine off the freaking planet. That's because, he actually doesn't want to start World War III. He doesn't want, all Putin wants is to protect his people. He sees that NATO is increasingly getting closer and closer to his borders, right? And that's not the job of NATO. NATO was never supposed to be expansion. It was supposed to be defensive. Now it's completely offensive. They're going in and around all of the little Baltic countries, all of the Ukraines, all those places over there, Finland, Switzerland, Sweden, all of these countries are now NATO countries. How would we feel if China put troops on the border of Mexico? We probably feel a little uncomfortable about it. Right, and
we blew a gasket just when we found out Nicaragua was going to host Russian military bases. Yeah,
exactly, bro. And so we can't expect if we do things to protect our people, why shouldn't another country do those same things? and I couldn't even imagine what America would do if, in fact, China did put troops, or if China was increasingly getting closer and closer to the United States border with troops, with missile silos and missile weapons and all this stuff, right? So I keep saying, keep poking that bear. He's going to poke back. That's just what's going to happen. And I think at this point, that's what they want. They want Putin to start a nuclear conflict, right?
Wow.
Because that's where this is going, right? And
Yeah.
that's not even bringing up Israel. That's a whole nother subject. This is just Israel and Ukraine can turn into, it pretty much is a proxy world war, right? Because we have all the European countries, the Western countries giving aid and money to Ukraine. And, and then on the other side, China, North Korea are giving aid to Russia. So this is a world war, and this is the thing, is that these world wars aren't going to look like what they used to. They're not going to be necessarily a ground war of invading the United States and missiles flying all over the place and people dying like that. That's not really what it is now. Now, what does it look like? Looks like hurricanes, natural disasters, cyber attacks, all of these things that we've been seeing, right? Because the technology has gotten so far advanced that this is what this generational world war looks like, right? They always look a little different every generation. And now we've been in it. We've been in World War III for quite some time. It was a Cold War for a while. No actual missiles were being shot at each other, but as it comes from intellectual property, and that's being stolen by China. Russia is, Iran is hacking into the Trump campaign, trying to kill Trump. I mean, this is what World War III looks like. This is just what it is, right? So it's not even that World War III is coming. It's that it's already here, and we're already back on our heels, and we're not prepared for it as a society, as a populace. And I think that,
absolutely,
all the fear porn that's going around, and we can tie this into Israel real quick, because, it's interesting. We as Americans don't know what it looks like to win a war. We don't even know what it looks like to finish one. We are so used to just prolonging wars over 20 and 30 years, not taking out anybody at the top, right? Just in the middle. All the top leaders are still the leaders, right? And now when Trump came in and killed Soleimani, everybody lost their minds, because that's not what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to end wars. You're not supposed to kill the fucking guy at the top. That doesn't work. That doesn't work for us. That doesn't work for the United States. That doesn't make anybody any money. If anything, that's going to stop a war. So, even though I have a lot of problems with Israel and the way they do things, yes, they have entirely way too much influence in our government. Yes, I agree. But so does Ukraine. So does Taiwan. So do all of these other countries, right? They have incredibly amount. But Israel, on the other hand, you know what? They're taking out the fucking garbage. I gotta respect I have to respect their gangster. They just took out the top Hezbollah guy that has been killing Americans for generations, right? Has been, inventing roadside bombs and different ways to attack our democracy and all of this stuff, right? So maybe this is what it is, right? I think a lot of the pressure that's being put on Israel is coming from the West and from our country, not for the right reasons, but because they don't want to end these wars. They don't actually want to kill these terrorists. They want them to live on and doing what they're doing, and everyone plays their role and everyone in their places, and it's all theater. Israel's sick of it. I could only hope for that one day our country protects our people the way that Israel protects their people.
We have to understand that looping it back to Russia, China, and North Korea, and many of these other third world countries, second world countries, they have been living in the shadow of the United States for a very long time. They have been able to evolve, adapt, most importantly, and innovate ways to stay afloat. And we have it. So, guys, it's very important to stay. Yep.
And what it is too is that we have used the dollar as a weapon, right, with these sanctions. So we actually put ourselves in this position because we over sanctioned Russia because we didn't like them and they're this and that. So and then Russia completely switched it up. They got off the SWIFT payment system, the global payment system. They got their BRICS money now, their currency. They're getting off the dollar. So all these things that we did to try and hurt Russia completely backfired on us. Russia knew that we were going to do all of these things once they went into Ukraine. They know because they were so predictable because we've been doing the same things for the same way. That's why Putin loves Joe Biden. That's why he loves Kamala Harris. That's why he would rather see them as the president, because they're so predictable. So predictable that he was able to completely know what they were going to do and then make his own moves and then put his country in a great position. You think there's any inflation in Russia? Nope. You think fucking gas is $8 in Russia? Nope. You think milk is $8 in Russia? Nope. It's fucking great. It's $2, $3, $1.25 a gallon. you know what I mean? The way it should have been and the way it always should be here. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, we have a Rothschild-controlled central bank, and Russia doesn't. And that's really why they don't like Russia. That's really why they don't like Iran, because those are two, and North Korea. Those are three countries that don't have a Rothschild central bank. So this is all what it comes down to. And if they're willing to sacrifice as many Americans as it takes, as many Ukrainians, over 500,000 Ukrainians have already died in this war, a whole generation of young men wiped off the face of the earth. For what? For what? Absolutely nothing.
Talking about opponents and the other side. Yo, Vance slammed Waltz's face in a couple of times, dog. On live television. You bring that in.
Absolute masterpiece of how you debate someone. And he actually showed humanity. He actually showed concern for Tim Walz. Tim Walz told a story about how his son witnessed a shooting. And JD Vance said, hold on, wait a minute. First of all, my condolence is for you and your family. How horrible that may have been.
That was a good touch. It
was so real. It wasn't fake. You know what I mean? And all of these fake stories going around about JD Vance, who he is and all this stuff, they tried to create an image of JD Vance that it wasn't, right? That he was this rich kid with a silver spoon in his mouth that went to Yale. The exact opposite is true. This guy came from the mud, from the poorest places in Ohio. His mother was a heroin addict. His grandmother raised him on welfare and food stamps. Okay, this kid brought it out of the mud himself, got a scholarship, went to Yale, became a senator, right? I mean, like, what other American dream? This is like the perfect American dream story, right? Like, this guy
military,
came out of the mud, right? Went to the Marines, right? They did all the things the right way, and then they're going to attack this guy for what? Because he's effective, because they're scared of the future. This guy's only 40 years old, and this is the future of the MAGA party, right? He's a perfect populist candidate, came from nothing, turned it into something, became a rich guy on his own, married an immigrant, an Indian woman, right? So, like, there's nothing you can say about this guy. Is he racist? No. Is he fucking a silver spoon in his mouth? No. Like, none of those things, right? So, and I think his strengths are actually what Trump's weaknesses are. And that's exactly the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to pick a VP candidate that picks up the things that you can't really pick up. You know, Trump could be better at getting across a point without getting emotional, even though that's why we love him, that he's not a politician and he does get his emotions involved. But sometimes you need that other hand to be a steady, cool, fast, facts, no feelings, get it, bing, bang, boom. And that's what JD Vance did, man. He got up there and gave a beautiful 10 out of 10 performance. I couldn't have asked for a better one. And Tim Walz got exposed for the communist that he is. I mean, Tim Walz has been to China 30 times, bro.
I have to say this. Dude, man, fucking got caught slipping. Waltz's coconut head, like, that's what he called himself. No, he called knucklehead.
Knucklehead.
Bro, his face, every single time Vance would open his mouth and he would rebuttal perfectly timed. He would look at the camera, look at him, and then look at the camera, like, when are you going to shut this guy up? Like, bro, it was...
Yeah, he was asking for help.
And
the moderators couldn't even help him. The moderators couldn't even help. They tried to fact check JD, and he was like, actually, wait, I'm going to fact check your fact check. You're wrong. Because they said that the Haitian migrants are actually legal migrants. And he was like, whoa, wait a minute. No. What they did was they created a legal pathway for illegal migrants to be considered legal temporarily status, which is absolute control bullshit. There's no federal law that said these people are protected.
This is what I wanted to hear from Trump at a time, too. I want Trump, you got to slap these fuckers back, but he didn't.
Right, so, I mean, they got under Trump's skin. You know, they talked about his crowd sizes. And, you know, Trump is a narcissist and he's an egomaniac. But this is the thing, though, right? If you were going in for heart surgery, and you found out that there was two surgeons to pick from, right? There was this guy, DEI, he was a poor black kid. He came up great. Okay, cool. Then there's this other guy, right? White guy, whatever, doesn't matter. Rich asshole, says the wrong thing sometimes, is a narcissist, but he's the best surgeon in the world. Who you picking? You're going to pick the guy that might be an asshole that's going to guarantee you a free an access to a heart and put that shit in perfectly? Or are you going to go with the DEI candidate that makes you feel good? Kamala Harris will hurt your future. Trump will hurt your feelings. Pick your
boom. Fight. Oh, that is a trailer right there. All right. Deep state panic. Let's go to the next point.
Now listen, here we are, right? I warned that they were going to throw everything at us in the last couple months before the election. Right? We had a trailer that said, they're going to mass shootings, mass extinction events, hurricanes, all this shit, right? And look, and here we are. But this only means that we're winning. Unfortunately, these are the signs of winning when you're up against a machine. right? And I said that an animal is most dangerous when it's wounded. This is what we're seeing because they're the real polling, not the fake polls. They all do their own polling. This is why Trump's confident because he has doing his own polling and he sees what's actually going on in the country. The same with the Kamala Harris campaign. They're doing their own polling and they're losing their fucking minds. They're losing Michigan. They're losing Pennsylvania. They're losing Georgia. They're losing Arizona. They already lost North Carolina. Right. So now all they can do is literally not, the hurricane was coming, but they intensified it and they directed it exactly to where it went. And you can see the frequency maps and all the lithium mines that are over in North Carolina.
It was in effect a Japanese last name effect that hasn't happened for over 160 years. And it only happens when there's HARP or cloud seeding happening in North America. And that's what intensified the hurricane. Hashtag look it up, guys. I'll put the name in the description of the show. It's wild.
And so true, and we have mass shootings. We already had 2 mass shootings, right? Right as soon as October and end of September was coming, right? So there we got that. Now, what else are they going to throw at us? This, and no one really knows, but we can say that, if we look through the past, we can tell the future, right? Because these people have a pattern of behavior. They have their playbook. They don't have any new tricks. This is just what it is, right? So now we see this devastating effect of the hurricane, and
we're going to bring that in. We're going to bring that in because that's go for it, bro.
And this is part of their panic. You know what I mean? This is part of their panic. And especially after that debate the other night, they're even in more panic mode. And it's funny. As soon as that debate was over, they released a new indictment on Trump.
They have those little back pocket jokes, bro. They have those back pocket cards, like, oh yeah, yellow card.
You're right. Here we go. Same trick. That's exactly what they did 9 months ago, 10 months ago. You know what I mean? It's literally the same thing. So this is what panic looks like, and unfortunately, this is what winning looks like right now.
October surprises. Give me a few, bro. What's going on here?
You're right. So they got something up their sleeves. You bet that ass, and it's going to be dropping soon. Now, ours are already dropping. So now our October surprise is going to be that Tim Walz is actually controlled by China. The GOP just put out a report that the Department of Homeland Security has actually been looking into Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota, the vice president's pick of Kamala Harris, for quite some time, not just since he became vice president, but since he went 30 times to China in 3 years. Bro, I don't go 30 times to the fucking bathroom. Who the hell is going somewhere 30 times? You're going to China 30 times in 3 years?
He must have a nice girlfriend out there, bro.
For what? Absolutely going on, bro. He's probably getting honey potted and all that. They probably got all the dirt on him. And then if we go look at what he did to Minnesota, he turned it into a communist state, right? He turned it into the California of the Midwest. That's what he did. Right? So now that report's going to come out. Now a new report just came out about Kamala Harris's husband, right? Inhofe, David Dom, whatever his name is, Inhofe, lighting up sulfur soy boy. So now they want to act like this guy is the new face of masculinity. That's what they've been telling us, that Kamala Harris's stalked-ass husband is the new face of masculinity, and this is cool, right? We'll come to find out in 2012, this guy beat the shit out of his girlfriend. Smacked her in the fucking mouth in front of everybody in New York City back in 2012. This is Kamala Harris's husband. Not only that, he cheated on his first wife with his daughter's elementary school teacher and got her pregnant. Oh, but tell me again how Trump is a misogynist.
No.
Tell me again how Trump is just so mean to women. And he said, grab him by your pussy. Yeah, but you know what? You actually did grab him by the pussy because you cheated on your fucking wife, scumbag. How about that, you piece of shit? So now, this is the guy they're going to tell us is the new face of masculinity, when in reality, you're the old face of toxic masculinity. You just wrapped it up in a Democrat little package so everybody would buy your bullshit. It's all coming out, bro. Nothing can stop information from coming out.
Holy fuck! That was a second trailer right there. I'm gonna do that shit manually. Holy fuck! All right, bro. All right, getting into the juicy shit, bro. This is the one. I have some things I gotta bring in this too. Just tie it up in a pretty little Republican knot here. Diddy and a 9-year-old boy. What the fuck is happening, dude? Because I had some dirt on this shit too.
Man, bro, this shit is getting deep. Epstein was to get the government officials honey trapped. Diddy was to get the entertainment honey trapped. The next one is going to be the sports world. That's going to be the next one that drops, and it's going to bring down a lot of athletes. But so now Diddy, we're finding out now. Not only was he a boy band, a boy group, right? It was like a 10-year-old, a bunch of kids that came in to try and get a record deal from Diddy, and supposedly one of those kids who are now an adult. As bringing charges saying that Diddy molested him, did sodomy, and did stuff to his butt, when he was a little kid trying to get a record deal. right? So now this is turning into Diddy just being a freak and Diddy being a freaky guy to Diddy being a pedophile, right? And this is what we've all said about these people, bro, that they're all like this, right? And now remember who was around Diddy? Jay-Z, J-Lo, all these. Your biggest crush, man or female, is a pedophile. Okay, when you were a little kid and you fucking idolized these people. I used to love Diddy. Yeah, they're all pedophiles and they're all catching it. Just like Cat Williams said, 2024 is the year of truth, and they're all catching it, bro. So now there's not only that, a 9-year-old boy, there's 120 new complaints on Diddy for sexual misconduct and pedophilia and all of this. So now the names are going to be dropping. The names are going to be dropping soon. This new
I've heard. I'm not sure if the soundbite was real or not, but that shit sounded. It gave me cringe, bro. It made me want. It gave me diarrhea almost, bro. Just listening to it, bro. I got woozy listening to it. How I don't want to say this too much, but how Bad Bunny was clapping. They were clapping his cheeks bad. I was like, what the fuck? It was a lot of shit. But look, what I really wanted to bring up was. So he owns the island where the protesters, there's an island next to the park. I forgot, it's Diamond Island. I think it's called Crystal Island or Diamond Island. Small little port island that connects right next to the ports where coincidentally right now people are, I guess the union are, how do you say this? What was it? Protesting, right?
A strike. Yeah, a strike.
So there's a massive strike going on, but there's videos now, guys. Do the research yourself, and I'm not saying I believe this, but on TikTok University, this shit's getting flooded with videos where people are saying that their walkouts are because they're tired of listening to people in containers screaming and banging on the doors. Coincidentally, he owns almost half of the houses on that island that has a direct bridge to the port, and I'm talking about, dude, it's only 2 miles away from the ports, bro. All right, bro, this is huge. On top of that, there's another fucking series of theorized information. Now, I don't want to call them fucking theories. I think this is real, bro. Because when I was a raver, all the drugs that I consumed, I seen all types of drugs. I seen eye drops. I seen LSD stickers, acid stickers. You'll put a sticker on your face and you'll get high for hours on acid. You felt like you had lava in your brain, bro. If I seen all types of ways that you can get high, those baby bottles probably were not baby oil. They were probably trafficking drugs, bro. Nobody buys 1,000 bottles of oil, dog.
No, it's probably that GHB. It's probably that GHB. The date rape drug was in there. You know, oh, you want a massage? Oh, yeah. Next thing you know, you're fucking waking up with something in your butt 3 days later. You know, I mean,
and $3 million in the bank because they probably did give you money. Bro, all right, so this is real, guys. You do the fucking research yourself. It only takes 5 seconds to do the research and deep dive into it. Now, the final point, bro. You have some more information on us. Unfortunately, the hurricane. What you got?
Yeah, man, listen. First of all, prayers, thoughts, everyone that was affected. Our heart goes out to you. You know, and unfortunately, the federal government's not going to come save you, but there are plenty of patriots in that area that are saving lives. You know, the death toll they're saying it's 100, but you can times that probably by 100. There's probably going to be thousands dead. You know, and if we look at the actual course the hurricane took, you know, it wasn't supposed to make the turn that it made. You know, it was supposed to go out into the Midwest, and then it turned east, and then it went to where it went.
And dissipate,
you know? And it hit the most conservative areas in North Carolina and in Georgia and in Tennessee. And, you know, now if we look at the lithium mines that are over there. Yeah.
The mountains.
It's all about, and who owns those lithium mines? BlackRock. The same people that own the patent to weather modification.
They already have contracts. I think fact check me, guys. Fact check me. # look it up. But I think they already have contracts with Tesla.
Oh yeah.
And and coincidentally, the most damaged property is a lot cheaper. So that's all I gotta say.
Well,
damaged property is a lot cheaper.
And it's eminent domain. So now, so if your property is so damaged and it's going to be all molded and all this stuff, the government come in, pay you what you paid for it 5 years ago, and now they own your property. And that's it. You can't do anything about it. It's eminent domain. So that's what's happening. Not only that, though, right? This is the dark part of all. I mean, not as dark as people dying, but how are those people supposed to vote? Over 100,000 people have been displaced. 1 million people without power. You can't vote by mail if you don't have a house.
Yeah.
You can't go to your polling place if it's
underwater. Word.
33 days to the election. How are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in conservative areas supposed to vote now?
And on top of that,
is this how they flip North Carolina blue?
Yeah. And then there's one of the roads, one of the giant highways that I forgot to say, Highway 1587, 82, I forgot. It's not the 10 freeway though.
Oh yeah,
It's
the
an
one
interstate.
that goes all the way through.
All the way to California.
Yeah.
It's also I also found out that it is damaged in an area. It's going to take up to a year to get that overpass fixed, which means another hit to the supply chain. You know,
and they're striking.
And they're striking.
I think that was
it's all connected, big
right?
dog. You know what, bro? If Biden has the power, he does. Hashtag look it up. If he has the power to get these people back to work for another 85 days for a cool-off period, why the fuck is he doing it, bro?
Yep.
He's allowing this shit to roll over. He's enabling it. He's not paying attention. How the fuck are you going to come over here and say on TV that you're going to give them $750 fucking dollars? I spend $700 on fucking groceries in a month. How are you going to and I could barely eat. How are you going to give these people, American people, bro, American people, only $750? You are spitting in our fucking faces, every single one of us.
Yeah, 100%, bro. I mean, you said it, bro, and it's so frustrating because they know that they're going to lose this election. So if they're going to lose, they're going to burn it all down and let Trump rule over the ashes, right? Our supply chain is going to be fucked. That highway you're seeing is going to be fucked. And then so Trump's going to have 4 years, but what is he going to do? Good enough. We have a plan, though. We're going to get it all back. But this is how these people think. They're like little 5-year-olds. If I can't have it, neither can he. If I can't have it, nobody can have it. If I can't have the United States, we're going to burn it all down and let Trump
inciting violence, inciting chaos, creating the havoc. That's what they're doing. Making sure that the dollar crashes the most in the fastest, most efficient way possible so that Trump comes in and he has to fucking fix everything up again. But you know what, bro? We have to stay united. We have to stay vigilant and we have to stay peaceful. That's the most important thing, specifically 100%. In the red side, bro. Final 100%. Thoughts, Big Flash. Let them know. What's up?
The only way we lose is if we quit or if we get violent. We are in the home stretch, 33 days. We never even thought we'd get here, right? 4 years ago, we thought that this country was going to be gone and there was no hope and Trump was going to jail and this and that and all that. None of that happened. Why? Because we didn't quit and we didn't get violent. That's what scares them the most about our movement is our patience and our persistence. And that we're not going to give up and that we support Donald Trump no matter what the fake news says, no matter what they come up with. No, because we want this country back and we're not going to stop until we get it.
What's the point of logging in, tuning in to any other podcast, tuning into Paranoid Radio, liking our shit if you're going to quit, if you're going to get violent? What's the point of mentioning Trump 100 times during the fucking year, 100 times during the day, and preaching if you're not going to stick to your guns and be a conservative? That's what it is all about, being a conservative, guys. All right?
And a patriot.
And a patriot. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check them out. Flashy_news1 on Instagram. Check us out at paranoidradio.com. Triple 5 on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Peace out. Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Paranoid Radio.